Howdy. This first section is Diabetics Acknowledgement. It's about 10 contents on these sections. This is my cause of leading to diabetes, symptoms that I have, medicinal data that I know, and human anatomy, diabetes indications, digestion system, how the body system works, insulin effects, test result, and cooking video series. So this is series number 1. We're going to talk about diabetes acknowledgement. Okay. How do you know when you get diabetes? The diabetes is defined by HbA1c. In order to get the data, you have to take the blood test. The blood test is pretty much defined by lipid profile test, HDL, LDL, triglyceride, and cholesterol. All those things you use for determinations of the diabetes, type 2 diabetes. In my case, when I went to have a blood test, because my body feel weird, doesn't function well, and ache and pain, and I had a knot on my back, and suddenly I got a skin rash constantly, and then I think time to have a check because my hand started shaking too. So and then I went to do the blood test, and lo and behold, on that December, 12, 2022 at Kaiser, and then my thing was 9.3 HbA1c, that very high. So then they tried to give me a pill, 3 different kind of pills for the hypertension syndrome, high blood sugar, or high blood pressure. The metformin, lisinopril, and statin. So I would argue with them about the statin because my cholesterol is not that high, just slightly above it, off the range. So, and then I would argue with them to say, oh, just go ahead and take a try. And they tried one pill, and then I said, no, I'm not taking it. It's too strong for me. My body cannot take it. So I take lisinopril and metformin, and just to check it out, if these pills are good for my body. So I did that thing, taking data, more than the data. You have to do your blood sugar and blood pressure, but the blood pressure seemed to be okay. But when I go to the hospital, every time I go there, you get a high, reading. I found a lot of things, but not right. So then I begin to complaining and start arguing, and then when the first time when I walk in, they give you a dingy machine to try to take the test, and every time you do it high, but they take it home it's low, and then I request for the big machine, and machine it confirms it lower than whatever they do there, because the machine is bigger and more accurate, and then they take time, they do things, to make sure it's thing okay. It's the core in it's similar to the blood pressure at home. They're not that high. So anyway, they try to give you a pill anyway. So I will say, oh, I will try the pill. If I can handle it, I will come with my own solution and see how it goes. And that was that. See, I start, the whole process here you have to take a lot of data. So this is diabetes that they some this are called pre-diabetes or diabetes, full diabetes, but I don't know. But my reading is 9.3 that when I start everything, and then it almost 6 months later I become, you know, just about 7.0, everything coming down. So that means everything I did it right. Okay. Then I do a lot of routine, implement a lot of things that I know. I start digging, learning how the thing work, what they talk about diabetes. So, and then you got to go see next. The leading to type 2 diabetes, this is what I found. This is pretty much I'm looking into what is my behavior, what did I do. I'm going to the food intake, the nutrition deficiency that I have to dig and learn a lot more. Eating disorder, that's typical because I travel a lot. I do a lot of the eating, irregular. It's not consistent. Sometimes I eat early, sometimes I eat late, sometimes I don't eat anything. And then I keep on going and on doing my work. And then sugar, the Thai food, it has a lot of sugar and a lot of sugar things, all those kind of things, because I'm thinking I was a Superman, so I can do anything because my body was good. I used to smoke alcohol, so I drink it every day. So in large amount, I can do one bottle of wine easily, but I don't do hard liquor because my body cannot take it. I can get drunk real quick, so I don't do that. And then because I work as an engineer, is everything is kind of 7 days a week, those kind of things, 12 to 16 hours a day. You have to finish your job. They pay you well, but you sacrifice your life. So, and then a lot of stress, not enough exercise, and you start gaining weight. And I find out that my parent had it, my father died of it. So that was the problem with it. And then now you're getting old, so these symptoms start appear. So that how I get my. See, this is the symptom that I got before I went to take the test because it's sometimes I wake up at night, it really thirsty. I have to drink more water. I just go 50 milliliters easily. So I need that much of the water. And then I pee a lot more. I begin to lose weight without trying, without changing anything. And my eyes start seeing blur, start getting blurred, so I see something weird. And then sometimes I'm really hungry because of the effect of sugar. And then getting tired easily. And then when I start getting numb in my hand and tingling in my hand, so I say, oh, this is something weird now. Sometimes I got my cramp in my feet, you know, I don't know what it is. Slightly headache, dizziness start coming, in the morning especially. And my wound, when I get cut, it heals slowly. That's something weird. I think, okay. And then it's common, you know. I fought a lot. I do all kind of things. My stomach doesn't come right. Sometimes I don't poop. Sometimes I poop 2, 3 times. I got diarrhea. I got all kind of things. And joint pain, I do have some of those. Confusion. This is a lot. Passing in and out. No, I don't have that one yet and then a constant fatigue. You can kind of, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Oh God. That's another thing that I have to deal with. And then sometimes I have a short of breathing, like, and sometimes I go, it depend on whatever whenever I move my body, and then that's what I have to see the doctor and do the blood test, see what I have. Okay. So you have to understand the diabetes stage, because a lot of things they will talk about A1C, you got 5.7, 6.0, blah, blah, blah. And then you have to do the blood test. You nicking your finger and you do blood sugar test. And then the chart that you see, then the chart you see right now, you see if your blood coming out 140, so you average, more or less you 6.5 your A1C at that day, because every day you take the test, it will come out differently. But the main concern is when you do your blood test every 6 months, every 4 months, you will compare the A1C with your data that you have. Those blood tests is just for the reference for you. When you do the blood test, that means you control, make sure that your blood doesn't go high, your blood sugar doesn't go high, and then that is the range that you can like a reference for you to understanding. Okay, and then most of the time, your blood blood unit test, your blood test unit sometimes it's not accurate. You have to calibrate them, with a blue solution there that they give you when they give you this. And then you want to make sure that your hand is clean without anything before you dig your blood test. Because sometimes you use cream, you just think, put in your hand, and then you just suddenly grab the thing, the test specimen, and put it in the unit, and then you taking your blood there. Sometimes it's slightly keep the fault reading. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. It depends if you have clean solution or something in your hand. Make sure it's clean. Okay, and then this is the average blood sugar. If your sugar power 100, you 5.1, 5.2. This is how the divide determination of diabetes. If you got, suppose you take blood 137, and suddenly you say, oh, you're about 6.4, you pre-diabetics. So, and then you go further, you go diabetic, you go blind, you severe diabetes, you could die, because all the data is they establish for this so they can have the control of it. And most of the time they keep on lower and lower and lower, which is your body go blood sugar higher and higher and higher, because the food that you eat is totally different. And then the industry coming involved with it, and then now, the system designed to where they're selling the product, and then where you stand. That was the problem. That you have to understand this first, because sometimes the data, people worry too much when they get something really high. Oh my God, my blood sugar start spikes again. But depending on what you eat and how much you manage, and then this is how I start learning all the process. Okay, and then I said, okay, I need to understand what are the things that involve about diabetes, true or not true. Because the doctor they don't have class for that. They don't know nutrition, they don't know a lot of things. So they know one thing, that okay, something wrong there, they give you medicine. So if you don't want to take the medicine, you have to learn a little bit about yourself. You know yourself already. You your own doctor, and then you know how these things they define, how they do it, how they recognize it, what kind of data you got to know. In this theory, you will learn everything about I learn and how I manage it. Okay. So this is, and then now you talk about blood pressure. This is Dr. Stan's expert that I follow a lot of his information. That he keep good lecture, good give me good understanding of what they're talking about. In blood pressure, he do all kind of thing about go to the easy to understand the nutrition and in the medical side what you're talking about, easy and simple, difficult, but he explained pretty well. So just try to go into his YouTube channel. He's good. He get all kind of things to go there. Biggest thing that you have to understand the blood pressure. You know, the doctor don't mention to you, but you have to understand if you're old. You have to define those by age, because if they will say, oh, you have blood pressure, you have to be 80, 55, those kind of thing. That it's for 5 year old. If you 70-year-old, you think you're going to go that low, then no way. So then they're not going to be high blood pressure. They give you minimum, normal, and maximum. Usually when they get, oh, I got diabetes, I look into where the channel is the maximum. Maximum you can go. You go further than that, now you have to come down, slowing down. But when you get 65 and up, so then we come to a 150, 80. That kind of never understand. I never understand that part, but I know that 60 to 64 is like 147, 91. I can see that because my value can range 120, 183 to 147, 91, depend on what day did I eat, what did I do. That it's very difficult, very challenging on this. And then when you go to take the blood at the hospital, you can always get higher. And then if you have the good machine, the big machine that they use, it always get lower. It's normal within the range that you're supposed to be. This is kind of thing that you look into it. I don't have to explain that much because it's explained by itself. But one thing you understand is because of age, everything changed. Okay. So the critical diabetes determination, that what we'll talk about. They will talk about triglyceride, they got LDL, HDLs, cholesterol. The LDL, they have the big one and the small one. The small one, the more dangerous, but usually is based on calculations, because they cannot just go in and try to see everyone which one is big, which one is small. So it's a calculation that they do. That's how they define it. Like in John Hopkins and Kaiser, this is a normal range that they do. Is comparison. The Kaiser is a little bit higher in LDL, but I don't know what kind of data, what kind of engineering data that they do. How they do the calculation, we don't know. They don't tell. The HDL, the cholesterol, all those things they can measure. And the thing that they use in the equation, but I couldn't find any information on how they do it. But because I'm with Kaiser, so I will, follow this Kaiser, the data. And sometimes I get confused and I consult with the John Hopkins. So, okay, what they're talking about, what the range that they do. And then the thing you have to understand is the normal range is greater than 6.5, then you have either pre-diabetic, diabetics, or diabetes, those kind of things. But you have to understand any of the crisis, like what it do to your body, high blood pressure, LDL, you could have a stroke, and then I have heart attack or HCL that relate to that. So, and then cholesterol, and all relate to the insulin resistance and diabetes. Okay, obese. I mean, insulin and obese. When you get fat, that what it, everything all about this blood lipid test is come out to define that. Okay. Let's get to know about your body. You know the fundamental how you have to understand what are the thing in your body that what diabetes we talking about. You have the vein system. You have the black and the red blood. In your system, and then you have skeleton. You have muscle. You know everything is composed in part of your body, skeleton, muscular system. You have the blood system, and then you have the human anatomy. So majority of these is all the it involve. If you have diabetes, that is affect everything about your body. That what is all about that you have the problem with when you start getting, you know, uh, diabetes. So your eye, your brain, your teeth, your heart, your lung, everything in your organ is affected because the blood system have to carry all the things to every part of your body and can affect everything. The the four main thing that 4 5 main thing that you have to understand it. You have to protect it yourself. You have to do everything to really in the good shape, especially the heart, your liver, your lung, your thyroid, your pancreas, and your kidney. You know, all those organs is very very essential to the essential to your system because you have to the pancreas will create the hormone for you. The liver will detox the toxins to your system. The lung you gotta breathe. The heart you have to power, otherwise you're dead. Okay, we will go deeper than that. This is what the circulatory system. What the thing you have to know. Everything. It's in conclusion. Everything is about you and about food. I can relate it because you eat digestion system. You're going to do a lot of things. You're going to maintain. You're going to, repair all your damage on your organs. So we're going to go into that. But this is what you need to know. You got the blood system, the skeletal and muscular system, and the human anatomy. That just pay attention a little bit to know where the position of things are, and then easily for you to understand in the next step. Okay. So they talk about pituitary gland, that means the hormone production center. It's in your brain. Inside your brain is small little one there like that. Have two sac of it. This is not a man production. This is the brain production. Have two sac, the same thing. You go. Is the anterior lobe and the posterior lobe. So yeah, these two things. Okay, but everything when this is essential, this is to give you the signal what to do, what not to do, and then adrenal gland, that what is the most important, I think, because that's where the production of the hormone to control a lot of things. We will go into that, and then the kidney, they have their own thing that it related. Had their own thing related to your body because everything has function. It's run by pretty much the hormone in your in your system, your skin, your kidney, your brain, your testicle, your ovary, thyroid, the bone, your muscle, have something to do with the hormone production in your center that you got to know. It's had a lot of things going on, but we will know only a few things or know everything. We will go through that bit by bit based on thing we have to know. Okay. Then we know the pituitary gland. So and then now you have the adrenal adrenal gland. This is in above your kidney. That where it thing function is the stress that we responded. What it I was didn't understand that part a lot because when I doing this and I lost my loved one, and then suddenly I doing well, from reduced from 9.3 to 7.0, and it's stable, and then suddenly I I become straight because suddenly I lost somebody that you know I know for a long, long time. So we've been together for a long time, and then suddenly the stress take over, and then I begin to see, my blood pressure start getting higher, the sugar getting higher because when you lost uh, in the process of losing somebody, so you just let yourself go. You drink a lot more, you just more mad, more anxious, more angry, everything fly. After that is my A1C. After that, after within probably 3 months, my A1C start going up a little bit, but it doesn't shoot it up so high. It started going up, and then because I could not stop myself to get past it, it took me almost a year to get past this stretch of losing someone. So then everything just start, you know, flying, and then now it start coming down because when I get myself together, so everything go back slowly, go back to normal. So that it don't over you know overlooks about the stress because your stress it cause your system to change, you know, because the cortisol it come in to be part of the big thing when you cut the stress. You have fat beating, like sometimes you start you go, I want to kill you, those kind of thing. So when you get angry, and then your glycogen, they create the glycogen to glucose, so suddenly you got the sugar surge for no reason because of the cortisol. Health contributed with it. Sometimes you sweat so hard, and then your digestion slow. You don't want to eat. Sometimes your heart goes faster, boom, 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 boom. When the angry come in your brain, and then your heart goes boom, boom, it's just because the anger start. And then you start to, have the vision, tunnel vision. You get that seeing thing where it's kind of not dilated, they go lower, smaller, and see things not, you know, make you weird, make you stiff, suddenly you walk, you stumble. Okay, what's happening to you, to me? And blood pressure definitely increased. I can see that one pretty well when I get straight, and then it go up, shoot it up real good too. So the data that we're going to go through, we talk about later. This is an adrenal gland because they control the sodium, they control potassium, they control the hormone that you can produce, and then the glucose, and then your productive system. Like when I got that, I can see it. I start begin to get the erectile dysfunction from taking the pill. So that's why I I say, oh my God, this is what's happening. And then start a lot of itching. To when you get straight, you got itch. Your hands itch. Sometimes you have too much of it, you get nauseating. Then sometimes you get thirsty, and then you got cramp in your stomach. You got to poop. You can't poop, that kind of thing. And then you got, you know, ear, like a slightly headache, and then the ear pain inside your ear, those kind of things. That's the symptom I got. Okay, stress is another big part of your diabetes that you have to manage. Okay, if you have diabetes, you have to manage your stress because a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people that doctors need to talk about, they never talk about the stress. This is directly affect your system. That my experience that I get when I got stressed. Oh, that's what it's all about. So everything fly. Just try to calm you down. Don't try to be stressed. If you use the teaching of Buddha, that to learn how to understand your emotions and to try to get rid of negativity when it comes, how do you subside it, and then you learn to meditate. That what it helps you to subsiding, that then you don't get angry, you don't get stressful, you don't go to the negative, you learn to throw away your bad emotions, bad thought, and then stay calm, stay focused, don't do the damage to your system. So meditation is going to be part of this thing, because if you start calming yourself down, then you don't shooting up your high blood pressure, you don't shooting up your high blood sugar, because everything is related to your emotion. Because stress response, it is important to manage it. Okay. Let's look at the metabolism effect. Is everything in your body metabolism effect. That means food. Everything you eat is going to go to your system. And then if you have obese, or visceral obesity, it will affect your brain, your heart, your lung, your stomach, your kidney, your uh, productive system, your pancreas, your muscle, your bone, your skin, and your blood vessel. Okay, it's a lot of things that it's happening. If you have hypertension, you go to your brain, your eye, your kidney. If you have the high triglyceride, your heart, you can have a heart attack, stroke, those kind of thing. So, and if you have an insulin resistance, that again, your brain, your lung, your brain, your heart, your pancreas, your kidney, your hormone, your muscle, your blood vessel, because in high cholesterol, that's what you got plaque. That's what you would get heart attack, you get all kinds of things. So everything related it to your organ. That's why I want you to know that you have the organs that you have to protect. Brother, everything inside you have to protect. The only way you can do it, eat good food. Eat the food that's going to help you rehabilitate your system. Okay? We're going to go to that when we do in the cooking session. When they talk about hypertension effect, hypertension, because that means it's in your system. So you're going to cut, this, you're going to cut your like nose breathe, that kind of thing, headache, heart ache, muscle ache, you have a dark urine, you have blur eyes, visions, you want the stomach, and then you pretty much have all these symptoms, the shortness of the breath, vomiting, nausea, irregular heartbeat, dizziness, blur visions. Okay, that if you can sign all of this, just be careful. So make sure that you understand what it is, and then diabetes, whatever you do, because this way you're not mistaken that you probably have this. If you have all of this, you more likely you have diabetes. Okay, because that what how they define them. High, high blood pressure. High blood pressure is this is the guy Dr. Osborne. I think he explained it very clear, but it very difficult to really understand because he go to the molecular level and explain really deep. So if you have a little bit of science background, then you'll be able to handle it. But if you're not, then you can study him a little bit and then just learn about the CoQ10, the magnesium, what it do to your body, and then he will keep the cause of high blood pressure that he keeps. It's a lot, overweight, obese, you know, like lifestyle, lack of exercise, all those things it come out pretty much like everybody come out, but he go to really deep level to explain it why what caught into the system. So if you have chance, you have opportunity, go to his YouTube site or study it. You might understand it more than me, or don't understand at all. Don't be afraid because it's that somebody did it for you already. He's a doctor. His information is accurate. So, and he's one of the guru, my YouTube guru that I follow. So I learn a lot from them. But every time I watch his thing, I have to do 2 times, sometimes 3 times. Oh, I never, by the time I understand what he talking about. So you don't have to go that far, but just to know this is the second one. First one is Dr. Stain. That this one is Dr. Peter Osborne. That really good give the good explanation to about high blood pressure. Okay. We talk about high blood pressure. Now we're going to talk about the blood pressure. Taking blood pressure. That is a lot of things, a lot of myths, a lot of nurse that you go to, have the blood test in the hospital. They don't pay attention. They do their job. I had a lot of complaint with them. Some of them they're good, especially the people have the big machine. They take time. They tell you what to do, how to do, and then you calm yourself down and taking the test. They did it right. So first time when they went, I got a nurse. And when they went there, she, I would, you have to walk from your parking lot to the lab that they go in there. They just do routine work for you that they weigh your thing, check this and then they take blood pressure and then they put it on my right hand side and they say, what are you measuring? She said, oh, you come here. I have to take the blood pressure. I said, why you do on the right hand side? And she said, oh, you do the same. I said, no, it's not the same. So my heart is here. So, and then she took it anyway on the left hand side. I said, now you try the right hand side. In the left hand, she took the right hand side, and then the value come out very high because I'm still tired, I'm still gasping because from the walking, and then it went to what 170, 180, something almost 190. I say, okay, let me sit, let me breathe a little bit and cut it down, and then we're going to do on the left hand side, which is supposed to be on this side, and then I sit, and do the after I calm it down, and then she measure it come out 165. I say, you see how much difference? The left hand side, right hand side, and not tired. So, and then she would argue to do something else. And then I get the second time I go there, I got the same thing. I say, what the hell are these people doing? And then they start complaining, and then I tell my doctor to get the nurse that, have a big machine. That I really want to know what my blood pressure is. And then when I went there, when I take at home, it's about 165, 170, those kind of thing. And then when I go to with the big machine with the nurse, the third time I went in there, and then she do the routine, she do the thing, she tell you how to. She was asking, did you smoke, you exercise, blah blah blah, and then she go on her routine to check it out, and then she said, okay, now you have to relax and give me your arm. I said, you want the left or the right? She said, left, left. Okay, left. But the last time they measure on the right hand side and she checked her head. They said, okay, now I know. It confirmed that, okay. And then she make me calm down. She make me calm down. So I relax and take a deep breath. I learn how to breathe. You suck the air in for 4 minutes. 4 seconds, like that, and then hold it a little bit longer, 5 or 6 or 7 seconds. Just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and slowly let it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Get the system routine going in, going out like that. So, and then the blood pressure you take is just normal, it's matching with what I do at home, because you relax. If you're not relaxed, you take your blood pressure, I jump like crazy, I think. We wait for 2-3 minutes, and then we take it again. So it's pretty much similar, like no more than 160. It's the reading almost the same. And she said, yeah, you're doing good. A month later, I think, the doctor called me in and said, oh, you're supposed to give the data to us. You leave it home, blah, blah. I said, no, I don't want to give it to you. I want to come in and do the big machine again. I was curious how good it is. And then I went again in Kaiser. And then I got another guy, the nurse, that with the big machine. It confirmed to me that the big machine, that means they get the people really professional. They know what they're doing. A small dingy machine that the first nerd that they give to me, second nerd they give to me. I say, oh no, that is, for me, it look like they don't know what they're doing, or scamming thing or whatever. And then the big machine that they take with another male nerd, it's almost similar to that guy. He say, your blood pressure pretty good. You don't have to come in another 2 months, 3 months, so kind of thing. So that's what I want you to caution when you go to the to do your blood pressure test. So make sure the nurse know what are they doing. So because most of the time they don't care, they just do their own thing. Oh, people come doing this, doing that, because it's totally different from Thailand. If you do that in Thailand, the service is upscale. They want to make sure you understand. You calming down, they very well served. But here they don't. But unless those last two notes with the big machine, I think because they're professional, that's why they get the big machine, I think, and they do the good job on that. So just make sure that you want to liquid the big machine because they're more accurate. Okay? So the diabetes skin indication is here. This is if you haven't taken the test or whatever it is, you don't know. For me, before I take the test, I got a lot of symptoms in here. Before I do the blood test, because when my body starts changing, I have a lot of skin tag, and suddenly coming all around my neck. The skin tag just got coming out like crazy. I said, oh, something wrong with me. So I go into in Bangkok, and when I went there, I said, oh, can you get rid of it? And then they sap it all out. So, and then the fungus nail, I never have that. And then the outbreak bumps, I got a lot of those. Suddenly, I got rash. So a lot on my back and on my stomach. I think, well, what is going on? And then I see skin spot start coming on my leg. I thought before, oh, because I've been out on the sun most of the time, probably the sunspot, but it's a skin pigment problem, right? And blister, from time to time I come out, suddenly I got blister. I said, what? And then I didn't hit anything. I just wear, you know, shoe. I wear shirt, long sleeve. I didn't get, and then I had to put the nail in to break it out to get the juice out. So, and then the hard thick skin I have is after I got all the skin tag, then that thing coming, the hard thickened skin, and sometimes I go black, dark skin. So sometimes I see the patch skin and the dry skin and itching, but I never have the slowly heal wound like that. No. So it's the indication of these that is you have diabetes. Just make sure that you understand it, because it's something correlated, not just something just up here because I'm getting old. No, not it. That's not it. You have to understand it. Just watch it. You are your own doctor. You always look at your skin all day, all night long. Every day you look at the mirror, you see what is going on. If something pop up in your skin, then okay, something going wrong. You need to check. Okay. See, now we were talking about the obesity and type 2 diabetes effect. This is all, the whole body can affect with that. You have skin problem, you lose muscle mass because your muscle started decelerating, and sometimes your muscle just fall off, detach it. You have to do the surgery to put back in there. That one, that my loved one have that. You got to go to the hospital. It takes about 3 months, 4 months to recover. And then you have kidney failure. You have a fatty liver. You have, the oxidative stress according to, affect your lung tissue. You can get cancer. You can have every part of your body affected by diabetes if you have that, because you have to be really careful. You can become blind. Whatever it show up to part of your body, it show up to your eye. You have glaucoma, you can be blind. You got swollen feet, suddenly your feet is swollen because your kidney it does not function well. You get a lot of problem with that. Then sometimes you lose your finger because of the diabetes, because they start eating your flesh. You got all kind of problem because it will show to your body. Any part of your body can show up. Your thyroid, your teeth. I don't have good teeth anyway, but when you got diabetes, you get worse. You get more. Your teeth get, gum disease more. You get swallow gum. You get all these easily, constantly problem inside your body. Okay, just make sure you understand. You see all these signs. Check for the diabetes. Okay, anything. But this is a severe case, the complication. When you get you not take care, but this is what you're going to end up with. Okay, or you dead. Now you know all the problems that can happen in your body, in your organ, in your system. Okay, now we're going to look into now we have to understand the food digestive system. This is your life. So you have to understand it. So pretty much you have to understand the digestive system. Okay, when you eat the food intake, it go to your stomach to digest it, to break down the huge enzyme of your stomach, and whatever the food you eat is you eat beef, meat, it take longer to break down, use more energy to break down, use more enzyme to break down, all these kind of things, it take time. Okay, and then after the stomach digest it, I mean breaking down, and then they go to the small intestine. you know you will go deep. The more you go, you will see deeper and deeper to see how the thing works. And then this is an absorption, attraction of nutrient. So when you eat that, if you go into the system, everywhere to check it, you will see all the, you know, how the body work, the absorb the nutrient, that what you eat the food for, and then whatever the weight you have in there, and then you go up to here, this all the weight, and then it you know become fermented, and then become solid state, and then ejaculate out your waste discharge. Everything you eat mostly take 48 hours, 2 days to digest it. You not just eat today and then now I got to poop, but the thing that you poop is not like then it 2 days ago that you poop it out. Okay, understand that. The food intake, you're going to do three things that you have to understand. You have protein, you have carbohydrate, and then you have fat. Okay, the system, food digestion system. So if you eat protein, you get amino acid, and it's going to go to it turn to protein synthesis, and then it go to your bone, go to your muscle, go to give you energy, for, I mean, like, not energy, it gives you the maintenance to your body. Okay, and then the carbohydrate it turns to glucose, to the sugar, and it give you energy. That's why you eat carbohydrate. And then the protein also give you the energy. So glyceride is a hormone. It gives you, from the fat, it gives you energy too. So a lot of things going on, because of the fat, it turns to a glyceride that is it become lipid sensitive. That what you're talking about, you know, the thing they're going to give the hormone to for your body function. Okay, and then they will break down and store all the information. This is the digestion system, simple one. Okay, if you the more you go, we go a little bit deeper. That I'm more and whatever I understand that to where that, okay, if I don't eat any of these, I will have problem because I don't get the complete, food, nutrient to my system. So my ad will eat, even though you're going to eat everything, and rotation of the food is the most important. That's what I know. Okay. You talk about diabetes. Diabetes pretty much equal sugar intake, but sugar it comes from many different forms. And even when you eat protein, protein converts to sugar. So there's a lot of things going on there. We go through that when we go to sugar sections. Okay, but you have to understand the glycemic index. That is about how much how they measure you the sugar content pretty much. If you say the glycemic index very high, you know, it responds to your blood sugar. Everything you talk about. If the rating, if you talk the GI rating value, so if you have about greater than 70, you know, That's what they say, the leading. Everything that you eat have glycemic value on it. So some people, I use them at the reference. They say, if I look at if I would eat kiwi, what the glycemic index is 47. The 47, they come here, less than 55 is low. Okay, that what is for. So you will know that, okay, that's the low blood sugar, low glucose. So if you're talking about, if I want to eat, pizza bread, like I want to eat pizza when I do the glycemic index 68. Now I go in there 68. That go to almost moderate. But most of the time, all it is come from the people that they do the industry, the institutions, whatever specific sugar level. That's what it for glycemic index in common food. But some if you go to other place, sometimes the value is a little bit different. It's just for the reference for you to understand, you know, to where okay, if I eat soybean, glycemic is 44, and then now you have to know that when you go into the cooking, because when you cooking, the property change, you think or you eat, if you eat 1 spoon of this, 1 spoon of that, you eat a lot of it, you think the glycemic will come in. Not that way. This is the way to value. Okay, for you to understand. Don't eat them too much because they have too much sugar. You want to find something that's low sugar, that you go into the data and search in your YouTube and to see, okay, this kind of thing, it doesn't go glycemic index is low, or it should be okay. So you don't want to go to the glycemic greater than 70, that the high glycemic index, that going to you have blood sugar spike. Okay, that's what it's for. Okay, understand that. Now we're going to go in a little bit of insulin, why it's important, because the insulin resistance, that's what you got diabetes. So you will be overweight, you got all kinds of problems. So let's see where insulin come from. Insulin come from your pancreas, that your small, they call it small liver, the small piece of the liver. So, but that's the pancreas that create hormone, the beta, you know, hormone. That is the receptions to get the sugar into the cell to glucose storage for the energy, right? When you have the glucose intake high, everything come like this. When you eat the food, right? The food is a glucose intake. The body we check about the glucose. The glucose is high, it will go flooding into your system, okay? And then the pancreas have to react. Okay, there's a lot of things coming in. A lot of sugar coming in, they create interceptions, a cell to where try to make the sugar to collect all the sugar, the yellow one, to go into the cell to start it to be observed for energy, production. So if you overwhelm the system, the beta cell cannot produce that much. Now you have an insulin problem, insulin resistance. So more than the doctor will give you the injection to come into the system, because if you don't have enough beta, or your beta get destroyed for whatever reason it, and then your insulin here, either it will come from the thing that you inject into your system to where make them function again, to where put all the sugar into the glucose storage, okay? And the thing that come out, that flow out to your body is lower. That means when you do the blood test, you don't have that much high blood sugar, the sugar spike, That all it is. So you got the blood, the red one here, and the glucose, that's what the sugar. When you eat it, and insulin natural that your body created, and then the insulin from the bottle that your doctor assigned it, to you, orders for you, and then this is how the function. So now understand the insulin. This is I think if you understand it, okay, your beta doesn't create that much. You can get the insulin that means when you got insulin resistance, that you have to get more insulin coming in, or you have a problem with the beta cell. It doesn't produce that enough. So then that way they got all the things to try to make your body balance. Okay, this is I think it's simple concept. I think it's clear. Okay, hopefully you learn something. So the insulin function, this is a little bit more of the insulin. You see how the production and the function. See, it's a normal, the normal insulin metabolism. So you coming out there and going through blood system, you know, and then go into the receptor and bring down the sugar, the glucose, put into the storage, the normal function. Okay, when you have the insulin resistance, okay, the internal starvation, paradigm that created because you have the problem with the insulin, and then the insulin cannot intercept the glucose, and they put it in less, into your storage. So that means it's starvation. That means you don't have enough to your system. Okay? And another one is overflow. That your glucose storage is full because they keep on putting back in. They do their work, the hard work, the storage over there. And now you got too much of the glucose into the system, And the insulin, you don't need more insulin, so everything is full. So now you let all this glucose into the system. That's what the insulin resistance have problem. If you have not enough or you have overwhelming, so and it's full in your system or it's low in your system, that they cannot go in more. So it's all about the insulin that we talked about. They will talk about diabetes. What you eat, make the insulin, or you inject it. So that the insulin resistance are two things, okay? Not enough or full. And then everything it go into your bloodstream, and that is either sugar spike or low sugar. The low sugar, that's a big, for me, at one point I got my blood sugar is very low, 70 something. I was concerned, okay, my body going to stop dysfunctional, those kind of thing. That was when you get a low blood sugar, then everything affects to your system. If you have a lot of high blood sugar because your storage is full, so that what it can go both ways. Not enough, too much. Okay, for your system. So effect of insulin, meaning a lot of money. Do you have one? Do you have enough to deal with all this? Because it's metabolically healthy. So that means you don't have anything, right? And then you start to see that now they adding pre-diabetic early insulin resistance, which is before the become the insulin resistant, but before that. So, and then you have pre-diabetic, and then type 2 diabetic. So everything is affect your body. If you have diabetes, you're going to have, the peripheral vascular disease that is inside your stomach. So, and then you have the percent of the body fat, and then you get fat. So that's why insulin resistant. That's what you see people overweight. Okay, if you go to Lung, you talk about asthma. Do you get asthma easily? You got asthma, you got sleep apnea. So with this, when you got that, you will have colorectal cancer, you will have the breast cancer, you will have prostate cancer. Everything is possible for when you're insulin resistant for any of these cancer disease. And then you can have a non-alcoholic fatty liver, okay, disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So this is you're going to get that too. So now you're going to have the, the electrolyte dysfunction. If the woman is has problem with the hormone, the reproductive system. So if you have a T2 diabetes, you have heart, kidney disease, mostly because it cannot get rid of the toxic most of the time because your function is the liver, the kidney function is not normal. You go to kidney again, you have a chronic kidney disease. So besides type 2 diabetes, and then you got kidney disease. And then you could have Alzheimer, you got anxiety, Alzheimer, anxiety, and migraine. This is all the goodie, all the good things that's going to happen to you, like if you have diabetes. So now you got to learn how to minimize, manage, control, rehabilitate, okay, in this diabetic cooking session because we're going to go into the what thing doing what to your body, the nutrition system, okay? That with the Thai medicinal aspect. So in dealing with insulin resistance, so really the four main things that you have to know: obesity, kidney failure, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and your digestive system defect. So you have to use the food to correct all those. So this is what I come up with the routine to get your solution. You have to check if your body can create beta cell because the insulin maybe you don't need it to have the injection. For me, I never use it. I never go to that far, the insulin, to have to inject the insulin because my body is still doing good, but something else is that the problem. And then the next thing you have to reduce the sugar and change the sugar completely. In the sugar sections, it will be you will learn a lot more about sugar, what kind of sugar, what are things to be used, what things you don't use, and you know the process, and most of the time you don't want to use it. Okay, and then like a lot of ingredients you have to change, like the salt. You have to change it. You can use fish salt now. You have to change the fish salt company because each company sometimes they do very salty, sometimes they do mild. It's too mild. Now you have to look into what are things to take it out, what are things to add it on. So because every fish salt have sugar in it, but it's not a lot of these to cut it out the thing and to make it the flavor when they fermented the fish to do the fish sauce. Okay, and then you have to change your eating habit, the diet. Definitely, you have to add a lot of herb and spice and the green vegetable. Okay, and then you have to do the food reductions because you cannot eat the whole pile in one meal, those kind of thing. You cannot pile your food, eat 2, 3 times a day, those kind of thing. You have to cut it down your portion. That is going to bring it back your health easily because you're not going to get fat. You're going to look good. Your skin will do good because we're going to manage the nutrition input. So that's what how I define it and how I put in there. And the exercise you have to add. Usually I walk the dog, and sometimes I do my own exercise, some abs, some muscle, a little bit to get to where that. And the more important for me is to do IM, intermittent fasting. Okay, I start with the 16/8. Okay, to do that, and then within 2 months I change to, because I don't get hungry anymore. 16/8, I mean I eat 3 meals. Okay, within 8 hours, and then I change to 2 meals that when 6 hours fasting, 5 hours eating, 16 hours fasting. And the big thing is you have to believe that you can do it. You stick with it. You believe that you can. The system, the diabetes is reversible. Okay, before and after, that's how you can see the difference. So for me it takes 6 months. Okay, now we're going to go a little bit deeper. So the digestion system, that what you have to know when you eat the food, what happened. You got all the things that you eat in there after the food digestion. So everything is to go inside your tube, your intestine. Okay, inside your intestine, this is cut the small section, cross section. Okay, so you have this is the intestine wall, the yellow one. Okay, and then you have the bloodstream, that your blood vessel is there. Okay, inside that you have a gut lining, like the thing that stick it out, all these things, that the gut lining, that to absorbing, pulling, the nutrient that you don't need, or absorbing the nutrient that you need, that the absorption, you know. So the mucus, and then you have the mucus lining. The mucus is, just the liquid, the mucus slimy, that to get help moving all these nutrients go along the system, in your inside your intestine. So this is all your nutrient entrant, that prebiotic, probiotic that you eat it in, and all these, fiber, the enzyme, whatever you eat in there is going to go into the system. If your system had problem, it's called leaky gut. Leaky gut, that means you got a lot of problem, like eat a lot of bread, a lot of wheat, a lot of ram, a lot of that. It caused the problem because make the system digest, difficultly digest it. And then this is what they call leaky gut. What happened was, you got accumulation of bacteria, accumulation of thing, and make your gut, your wall, your gut lining problem, and then because it got bacteria, you got all these things, and suddenly, the gut lining, before it lined up nicely, and then the more you eat, the more problem you have, the more bad bacteria you have, and then suddenly it become inflamed, and then suddenly collapse, or it not collapse, it open up the gap, and then that what it coming down to your blood system. It flow into your blood system. Now your blood system, you got all the bacteria, all these enzymes, the thing that is not good to your body, is still coming into your blood system. And the blood system, they carry everywhere, the blood system, they carry everywhere to your body. You go to your heart, you plumb it, good thing in, bad thing out, all those things. But that what it accumulating all the inside the blood vessel, and inside the blood it go with the blood, where you go, the disease go with it, and then now we begin to have a problem. It going damage your system. So just now why it's important, when you eat the food, the nutrients that you're going to have. You have good bacteria, bad bacteria. You get prebiotic and then probiotic, because the prebiotic you eat, right? Probiotic is help eating bacteria. So prebiotic is the food for the probiotic. Yeah, and then all those things become postbiotic. Postbiotic it make your body function. Okay, we will go to that too. All the system. This is just to let you know what we're dealing with. Okay. Let's look into the leaky gut again, because the leaky gut it come from the gluten of allergy. From all these wheat, lamb, rice, or this thing is pretty much the thing the body have difficulty to digest. Okay, and the gluten that in those uh, in those food. So then you caught your problem because your system couldn't take it, and you keep on putting in, and then that what you become leaky gut. That what I just explained before. You can have a brain fog, you can have chronic headache, you got hyperactivity disorder. You got depression, anxiety, you got infertility trouble, all the things that come with it, attention deficit, problem, tingling, prickling, the leg itching bumps, dysfunctional digestion. You see all the problem because it's the thing that your body can no longer tolerate, and then you become leaky gut. So for me, I don't eat bread at all, not at all. From time to time, you go party and friend hand it to me. Oh, try it, try that. When you can not avoid it, you get one bite, two bite. Usually, I eat mainly steamed rice or steamed gluten steam like fry like I don't eat them that much either. So because I'm Thai, I'm very careful with what I eat now. So the leaky gut is affect the whole body. You can go to your brain, your faith, your sinus, your joy, your the adrenal gland, your thyroid gland, and then your colon. So that the big thing for especially the Westerner, because the Asian it doesn't seem to have that much, but you got the Western people because they eat bread, they eat wheat, those kind of thing. That what they got problem. When you went to have your blood test and they say your cholesterol very high, and what does that mean? Cholesterol high? If you eat too much, because your body already creates cholesterol for you, and you eat more cholesterol going to your system, then you have to have the heart problem, because it accumulations of these, SDL and LDL. That what the Heart Association they try to explain it to you, you know. When it's low, you don't have that much. You get SDL, this is a LDL, and then you see it's low, you didn't have that much. When you have normal, the LDL, start coming in, but you don't know big one or small one. You know, they have the big LDL and small LDL, the two chip. Then SDL still doesn't have that much into when you're it's normal. You low, you have a lot of it. When you're higher cholesterol, your SDL uh, diminish, and then the further you go, like the higher the diminish, but you end up with the LDL. So LDL probably the small one. The small one is dangerous. The big one is that what how your body is supposed to function. And then what when you will get the plaque because everything it become inflammation. Everything the toxic that accumulate all these and we stack it up, finally it break and go into your system. Or it's stuck it up and completely your blood cannot flow. That is cholesterol. That's what they will try to give you the statin to take. So that would, if your blood vessel is flexible, more soft, not hard, because when you get old, you get hard. So how hard blood vessel, how do you do it? You eat the food to really make sure that uh, your blood vessel is elastic, movable, not staying hard because it's a accumulation of the LDL, the bad cholesterol, and it will have a blood clot, then you have stroke, you have a heart attack, you get all the things. And now you have to look into a little bit of high cholesterol ingredient. For me, I eat egg every day, 3 eggs, because I would have the when I quit all the pill, eliminate manage to eliminate all the pill. So I need to boost it up my cholesterol. So because they say it's high anyway, but it just 2 or 3 point above normal, above the maximum range for them that they design. So I eat 3 eggs a day. I eat two chicken egg and one duck egg. I think this is really helpful. Before I do three chicken egg, it doesn't seem to give me a lot of power because my electrolyte function still, it wake up but it doesn't go to where the level of performance. So then I have to eat a lot of seafood and raw oyster and eggs. Yeah, but raw oyster from time to time we eat them, once a week. Seafood, shellfish I eat once a week, and I eat eggs. I eat every day, and I eat a lot of green vegetable, like broccoli, all the Chinese broccoli, all those things, anything that green leaf, I eat them. So then when you look into like a portion of it, if you talk about 1 egg, you have 212 uh, milligram of cholesterol, you got 5 grams of fat, you got 2 grams of saturated fat. So it's not that bad. That's why. If then you talk about if you eat the liver, especially you eat beef liver, there's a lot of Americans like to eat beef liver, but my partner doesn't eat beef liver. He hate anything about liver. So you know how big it is? It is a 3.5 ounce, you know, like about a cup, you know. It 389 milligram of cholesterol, beef liver. The trim is only 194. Okay, if you eat the chicken liver, even worse, 631. That what I learned, and that I hide, and I love to keep that to my dog, and they eat them a lot. I do because I will stir fry with the chili, garlic, and some other spice to where the smell is not too intense and the flavor is there. But I didn't realize that is very, very high cholesterol. But now we quit doing that after I learned that. Okay, my dog not even eat now. It's too much for them. So again, here we go, cholesterol. Just learn to understand them. So what it's for, what they do, how they do it. But in order to understand cholesterol, you have to have a blood test. You have to have a record of the blood test, the sugar. This is I can explain it to you to where okay, how I know, what I know. Okay, it hopefully it be useful for you when you learn uh, Thai diabetic cooking because you're going to involve a lot of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that to make sure you understand them, and then it's going to be you will be successful reverse it. Okay, your diabetes. So if you didn't take, you didn't have the blood test, you don't know if you have the high cholesterol or not. But this is the indication of high cholesterol. You see, look at your eye, you have some, something sticking out like that. That is one of them. You see, suddenly you see a lot of white thing there. I used to have some of those, but I didn't know what it is. I used the needle to poke it out, so I will be looking good. But I never have seen this one, like yellow thing around your eye. I don't have this either that have the pimple like below your eye. You see, these are all the white thing. It go all over there. But I have some in my hand, but now it almost disappear. I never see anything like that. I see these a lot of people have that. So did I never seen the people have come out to your hand like that. See, I have some of it. This is have like a yellow thing, but go around my hand. It didn't come to my eye. But I never seen it either. That they go to the other side of your palm. So this is a lot of indication. You see all the bump on your feet. Indeed, I see a lot of people who have that. When they go to the hospital, I see a little bit of overweight woman or overweight man, and they cannot wear the shoe. Have to wear slipper. That's what they do. Like you see that. This is a high cholesterol indication. So if you don't go to the doctor, don't see, you know, this is the indication. You don't have a blood test, this is the indication. You should say, okay, now for you to really have to go and check what is going on inside your body. Okay? So this is when I do my process. Okay? The liver thing schematic that I created, and this is what I do to be successful to eliminate it. So this is the goal that I set, from 9.3 to 7.06 to 9 months. That what the main goal that I think is stick within my head. I have to take that much time to do it because such a thing. You take a pill today, tomorrow you tomorrow or you don't have diabetes. Now you see all the advertising on the YouTube, all those things. Oh, they can reverse diabetes in 3 days. Crap. So it's a lot of crap that people throw it into you. Make sure that you understand a lot of things in there. You can follow, the doctor that I posted in long video before. That take about 3 hours to have give to you all the conception. I think it's worth to look at it because you will see what it's all about. And this is all the shopping each section. You got more detail on it. That's why I do it that way. How I'm successfully doing it. Okay. The goal that I set it, I have to eliminate the pill. I hate taking pill. Okay. But when I take the pill out, you still have to maintain your body system, your system. Then I take more herb. This is all herb that I take. Herb supplement, like ginger, some, turmeric, all those things, and then the bitter gourd, and then more thing, the thing for your liver, for your kidney. So you have to look into that. If you want to know what I take, you can shoot me a question, email, or not the email. The email will have problem right now. There's a lot of garbage coming to my email system. So you just, if you see me in YouTube, you just write a comment in YouTube. You see that because you're going to go to YouTube. You write it in YouTube, I will answer it. So what I use, how I do them. So and because on the Facebook you're gonna have link on it. I can answer you on the Facebook too when I post it. Okay. So that the thing that when you need to use when you eliminate pill. Okay. And you don't have to use them that much when your data confirm it to you is stable, and then you don't have to take it. I don't take it anymore. So I take no pill now. Management my stress because this is the last thing when my loved one passed away. That what I didn't understand it, and then oh man, it's stress because you have to throw away your negativity and how you do them. That meditation coming in. So, and I do the IF. Of course, I explained that I do exercise, walk my dog. So this is the thing that I add more liquid in my system. Usually I drink, 2 or 3 bottles, that 50 milliliter, of water. So they say, oh, you're supposed to take 3 gallon, 4 gallon. This is two of them, gallon and a half or two. That pretty much I would drink sometimes 4 bottle, and I would drink 2, tea, green tea, hot green tea. But I will squeeze the lime, or lemon in there. Sometimes if I run out my lime, I do the lemon. Okay. And then, because I'm the champion of the drinker, so I can drink. I drink when I start drinking when I was 14. I never keep up. So now, before I can do 1 bottle a day by myself, if I go to the party, I just sit and drink and talk. So sometimes I forget how much I drink until I don't remember anything. So that's my routine with alcohol. But now I have to reduce from 1 bottle to one bottle a day to 1 glass a day. So, and when you get used to it, for me, it's just casual to me to drink, because every day is my cocktail time coming. But now I have to drink that with meal. So when I have my meal, I drink with meal. I cannot do the cocktail time like at 5 o'clock in the evening. Sometimes if I have a guest, or probably 2 o'clock in the morning, we start drinking and they go beyond 1 glass. So I have to be really careful with it, alcohol. And this is the drink, the before meal that I created, and it's very helpful, very, very helpful, successful, because this is going to go into your system, waking up your metabolism system, waking up your stomach to secrete the enzyme to break down your food, and then because of the apple cider vinegar, it's going to go into change your gut system, help maintaining, help kill, all the bacteria, and the lime is going to help your digestion system go smoothly. And this is a salt. It's a Himalayan salt. Why Himalayan salt? Himalayan salt has lead, sodium, and a lot of mineral. That's what it's all about. And then it pretty much toxin free. If you have the ocean, salt come from the ocean, from Atlantic Sea or whatever. Now because the world changed, you have a plastic. They cannot process it. They cannot get rid of it. So there are a few things come. So you pick your choice. That my choice is the Himalayan salt, pink Himalayan salt. Okay. And the portion control, this section is going to be in the cooking section a lot more, because I define what are the things to eat, the green, rice, vegetable, fruit, what kind of fruit that you're going to eat. You have to eliminate the juice, what kind of sugary thing, you don't want any of those. So we go to a lot in portion control, about in the cooking section, okay? And then sugar choice. So I do a lot of research on sugar choice, and then they know a lot of sugar process, like a palm sugar process, regular sugar process, the fruit, the monk, the diabetic sugar that they process, with they call monk fruit, one of them that we can use, and stevia's leaf that it's called in Thai they call ya wan. That is how they process. Okay, and a lot of we see a lot 5, 6 different process of sugar, and what kind of sugar, what is used for, how good is it for diabetes, So you want to eat something that doesn't spike your blood sugar, okay? And be aware of the fruit that a lot of things become, you know, glucose problem with the juice drink, fructose, glucose, that all this thing is not good for you. Sugar section is big thing. Probably it's the longest lecture I would give it to you guys. Okay, and that fresh herb that is necessary. You have to add garlic, you know, onion, all the Thai herb that you put it in there because, and you have to know how to cook them, and you have to learn how to savor with the herb, how to eliminate, you know, the punchiness or the difficulty to enzyme or spiciness, those kind of thing. And when you cook them, how you okay, how you keep, you know, maintain the enzyme with the maximum to that 70, 80, 90% when you cook because you have boil, kill, barbecue, everything, it take away the enzyme. So in my cooking class, you will see how I did it so to minimum maintain. And I got a lot of people, oh, how do you measure your tongue? Your tongue will tell you, your mouth will tell you. Because if you eat the garlic, raw garlic, you got a lot of spice, passionate, and then your tongue will tell you, oh, this is too much crap. I can't handle it. Or you got to spit it out. You don't like the taste. A minute you coating with your flavor, with your stir fry, it thing change is different. I mean, it get a little bit of heat. The outside is going to change the components. It make easy for you. When you chew it, you don't have the, you know, too much spice start coming out, those kind of thing. And then the more you eat, the better off for you. And then you learn how to eat a lot more this, a lot of that, and time to cook all these things is very critical and useful, but easily. I already do the experiment for all these the enzyme in this Thai herb, and for people that can eat easily, comfortable with the Thai herb, then you will get bring your health back faster, okay? Because it's a fresh herb, fresh vegetable that we're going to eat, okay? So be aware of the different test result. You know, every lab that they do, they have their own establishment, and they just follow the same thing. You know, follow in the rule, but it will be slightly different. It depends on probably manufacturing of the drug, probably whoever their drug partner is, they're the one who's established it, and then the people have to, you know, like Kaiser, they have to follow all their guidelines or what it need to be done, what how much you can take, blah blah blah. But if, for me, people like me, I don't like to take any of those drugs, so I always come up with, oh, what kind of herb do they eat better than take the drug? So it's the man-made and the natural. You go natural and man-made. What would you like to do? For me, I call it natural, organic, whatever, is to get my body back to where I used to be. But now my body used to be every morning, my food, you know, every morning I get up, I got a hat on, you know, and then I go to the bathroom right away and poop, you know. When your routine is in place, everything working well, then you you don't have that much problem. It 6 months of your life, try it. I think you will be successful with it. I did it. You can do it. Okay. The because the result, like you know, like all this thing here, the glucose blood sugar, Kaiser test it was 18 to 126, but the Quest test is 65 to 99. So depend on how they establish. That's what I try to point it out. Okay, because it's like LDL to Kaiser is 159, like that. But Quest is 100. It depends on what kind of specimen that they use or the chemical that they use to detect, the value of triglyceride. It's totally different. So just be aware everything is in the range of them or both of them. Is sometimes for me, sometimes but who should I believe? So those kind of things get puzzled, get confused. But as long as it's in the range, I'm okay. As long as it's in the range, it's okay. So that's what I'm not. The reason I take the Quest test because I want to compare with the Kaiser test because this test I have to pay for it. This test, in my medical, so it not in my routine check. It's not that much, but this is it's slightly different. You pay a few bucks, a few hundred, and then we get the result. You got a little bit more. You can talk to them more, those kind of thing. You see, like they said, the hemoglobin, A1C, less than 5.6. Less than 5. This is supposed to be 6.5. So all kind of thing going on, because of I do believe because it's an industry, because they want to make money, they want to lower the price, because they want to lower your value, then people will use more drug, so they will make more money, those kind of things. So I don't want to caught into their routine. That if I do my own thing, if I can successfully eliminate that, so I will be great. But now I eliminated that one. I'm that's why I want to share with you. You don't have to follow you. I'm not the doctor. I'm the patient, and I know how to cook. I know food. I know medicinal, and this is what I am applied to it, and then it worked. Okay, for me, if you try it work, send me a thank or say hi to me or something because in the cooking session that's what usually I do the class for people that people can mango can talk implement your eating habits with the Thai diabetic cooking because this is what I'm after. I'm into it, and then this is how I create a lot of things that you have to understand it. The healthy eating habit, a lot of people that have more money, they will practice that a lot. So I don't have that much problem with that because most of my students that come to my class, they will look at the ingredient, okay, ingredient, okay, then they don't have the problem. And then they at home they eat healthy food anyway. Some people they do everything organics. So for me, sometimes you don't need organics. You want to make sure the natural come from the soil that you know. Okay, and then you have to be able to clarify your metabolism system because sometimes this thing you can eat, that thing you cannot eat, those kind of things. So just write down the note. So I don't like this, I don't like, I can't eat it, or I like to eat this, I can't eat it, I can't eat it. That is going to help you when you decide your own menu, how you're going to do. Or I give you a technique how to do them, how to take the taste, how to prepare them, how to test them, how to reverse it. If you have problem with, or chop the long way, too sour, too salty, how we doing that. So, but this is diabetic cooking. Is the ingredient will be different. The technique cooking will be different. So because we have to maintain the enzyme, so we cannot lose the enzyme. Like give you like example like garlic. So you got the allicin. So if you fry them for a long time, like it's a garlic, so much flaking, garlic flake that you do that, and you don't have any allergen. You got the flavor and the texture, so those kind of thing. When you stir fry them, if you stir fry too long, you probably got about 30% left of your allicin. So this is a lot of technique that we're going to use into that. But I don't see anybody doing it. But I know how to do it. I'm capable to do it. That's why I want to give it to people. I try to help. If people can do what I do, can come out of a liver diabetes, I'm happy for them. I did my job. Okay. I like to teach them what I do. Okay. And then we talk about the nutrition application. That's what you have to do, the rotation of your food, because you have to eat, seafood. Just try to eat everything. Some days I want to eat egg, so I want to eat shrimp. I want to eat this and this. What kind of meal going to cook with this shrimp? What it make interesting, and then you have to consider the herb. What kind of herb you're going to use in that dish. So we don't do like the Western do, because they don't hardly do herb. They do spice like an Indian. So that's the difference. The Thai using herb. We are big thing with herb, and then we know herb more than anybody else. We understand them like when you were young. You already know what thing good to your system. Okay, the food safety. That is when you doing the food industry like me. So I have a restaurant. I used to have a restaurant. I teach in class. I write cookbook. I do a lot of Thai cooking class. So I know the food safety, because you have to go take the test, especially in California, in order to have the restaurant. You have to go in to understand food safety, and then you'll be able to teach your children, the worker, to do, okay, this is what to do, and then assist them to taking the test to whether how to handle the food, those kind of thing. So the ingredient choice, that what I'm big part of me to guide you to where, okay, this kind of ingredient, how you marinate it, how long you marinate, how do you prep them, all kind of things. Because it, you just watch on people, oh, put this, put that, put that, put that, and you're gonna tell what it tastes like, what kind of texture you're looking for, what color of the fruit or vegetable or meat that you're looking into, that it going to tell you you overcook, you undercook, or it's good for you or not. Because sometimes you burn the food because you're not careful with it, because you don't have experience with it. So you need people like me to tell you. You can ask questions, I will answer. I have no problem with that. Okay, and then Thai medicinal herb. That's my thing that I know Thai medicinal herb when I was really the baby, because my mom liked to put everything in my mouth and look what for reaction if I could do. Spit it out, or I chew it, or I swallow it. And then usually she will put herb like lemongrass, galangal, and then when I was probably still the baby, when I was 2 or 3 years old, I can talk a little bit more, and then she will ask me what it did, what is that, what is that. So I say, oh, this called galanga, oh, this called basil, this Thai different kind of basil. I know those when I was really young, and I know how. That's why I know how to cook when I was 9. So because my mother do catering and do all this food, that all she do. So I'm the bypass product from her, and I learned a lot of cooking. I know a lot of dishes of Thai dishes because I know which one is good, which one is bad. Because we do it professionally. Because if the bad food we can't sell, and we do big parties, so you have to be good. That's why I think I'm good. A lot of people can't compete with me, so you go to taste, flavor, texture, and what is Thai food is all about. Okay, and the Thai culinary technique, that is my technique that I invented, I created, I make sure that people can follow. Not that, oh, I put this, put that in. Oh, I will explain it when because every class when I do the demo, so because my class you have to learn how the thing work and what kind of food we're going to cook today, and then they do the demo. When they do the demo, they see it, they smell it, you know, they hear the sound, and then I make them taste the food, you know, and then they have to give me a feedback. What are you tasting? So because in Thai food, you have to know what the food supposed to taste like when you do that dish. So that's what Thai people, if you go into food, all the chef know, understand that, oh, this kind of food, like a tom kha gai, it's supposed to taste like this. And then another thing they have to, a lot of them know the sequential, of the taste, like a sour, salty, buttery, blah, 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 everything. So when I explain it, they say, oh, that's what we talking about. So if you go to the cooking section, you get that, you can learn that. Everything in the lecture is all free. I give it the education, free education for everybody. And I got a lot of people now. I got a lot of friends. They call fan club, from every part of the world. They want to learn to do Thai food. This is Bangkok food, okay? Bangkok food is different. Bangkok food, they take the base of the base and then they chain it and manipulate it to where the taste, the flavor, the texture that they like, and the quality of the food that they do. So that's why you see in Bangkok, if the people open the restaurant, if you're not that good, you out. So you cannot, you have to compete. And most of the Thai, the Bangkok people, they are the one who make a decision if your food is good or bad, those kind of thing. And then you got street food. Street food is pretty much somebody do something good, they will sell that thing. And that pretty much a good food. But sometimes poor quality of food, low laying quality of food. Sometimes it's really high, really good food, but the quality, the quality of the meat and those things, they are not the high end. So the Bangkok people like to buy high end. You got with special order, that kind of thing. But for me, I'm poor. I don't do that. So I just whatever they sell in the supermarket, you go get it, because on the market, you go get it and grab it, and then just pay them a little bit extra. Say, I want this cut, I want that cut, because the good food is, quality. That's what it is. So Thai diabetic cooking is going to be a big thing, and when people learn it, everybody can do. Hopefully, I see a lot less wrong doing it, because it really, really designed for the restaurant quality in my cooking class on the cooking session. Some is fast, some is easy. You have to be able to explain to your customer, and then it makes sure it's good quality and it helps your body system, especially diabetes. So how I liver that. These are all the things that I do when I did my food. Okay. So the video that I'm going to put it in YouTube, like classical Thai cooking, 3534. That it when you go to that channel, you see Chef Phant, and we see all these video look like. This is a video format going to look like that. It to be one thing going to be hand on. You see the episode, you see the logo of this Thai essence that I create that, and this is going to tell you what its subject is all about. Okay, and it can tell you a little bit more like a diabetic food, those kind of things. That didn't have some, always have my picture in it, and then have some food in that. That what it is. And then when you click it in there, and then you will see what in the YouTube. If you like, you say, oh yeah, it's good. Hit like or subscribe, whatever. It's going to help me out a little bit, so then I can have more money to buy the ingredient, create more for you guys, because everything that I do, I have to buy those ingredients to create it. So sometimes I want more exotic meat. So you got to think about, okay, how much going to cost me for this dish? So how long will it take? Complication? I don't care. I care about the ingredient, because if you do a fresh ingredient, the price a little bit more, but now, I'm in early retirement now, so I have to be careful of what I do, but I still want to help people. If people can help me out, it'll be great. So if not, no sweat. So for me, all right, that is what it's going to look like. So because everything going to be involves a lot of the with part you got liver failure, you have liver failure, heart failure, those kind of thing. That urban by what kind of thing that I consider to use in that dish specifically. So it's sometimes okay. Oh, you got a liver problem. What kind of the liver failure? What kind of thing you're going to eat? Those kind of thing. That's what we talk about. Like a sexual dysfunction. In the previous, I was telling you that you cannot have a heart on the minute you eliminate the pill, and now you have to bring it back to where your power is. So take the power. What kind of food you're going to eat? So like in Thailand when I was young, what we do, or what was something to do to dope, dopamine to dope, doping to get the heart on, constantly heart on, last longer, those kind of thing. What kind of food do you eat? You know, that can help your sexual erectile dysfunction to help you out to bring it back to where normal is. But now I'm normal. I have no problem with that because it's food to help me. Okay, and those kind of thing. In Thai herb they go this herb is for that, that bird for this herb for that, those kind of thing. Because all the function in organ in your system, Thai people know pretty well, and especially the doctor that study medicine, Thai medicine, they know pretty well. You go ask them, boom, they know, oh, what this kind of food, this kind of thing that they to use for, they know. And then the problem is the creator of the food, of the dish, that a few people can do it. And if the barefoot doctor, then we know, but how to do them. But sometimes you cannot eat it. It's too bitter, too stingy, too, a lot of things. And then people like me coming in and say, how do you make that it eatable, more comfortable, how to eat them, it's not too much of this, not too much of that, but still have the full beneficial of the herb. Okay, that what it's going to be. This by Chef Phant is one of the kind that you could do this. Okay. Now you know a little bit more about diabetic cooking, Thai diabetic cooking. You know a lot of things involved, but try. I'm. I think I digest everything for you to really understanding. You don't. I'm not a doctor, but I'm an engineer, so and I'm the chef. I teach class. I do a lot of things, so I think I'm capable to do that, and then I successfully reversing my diabetes. So I hope the information can waken up your soul. Try to do the thing that you think that going to help you. So, and if it does, it will be more power to you. Okay. All my task is to educate you about this and then to convince you to learn how to do them. So it will save you a lot of money in the long run, to save your health, you more happier with your health. You don't have to worry waking up tomorrow my blood sugar going too high. You don't have to do that anymore because it will take you good 6 months at least, to liberate changing your food, changing your diet, looking for the thing going to harm your body, and then believe this is you can do it. Okay, and we'll see you the next video. Okay, a lot more the video they have 9 videos they going to come out from this session education, lecture on reversing diabetes. This is Chef Phant. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye. And then you go to your brain, you go probably have the